Hello Summoners, Matthew from the Nintendo Treehouse here with some quick tips for the Fire Emblem Heroes game. This month we have a new Mythic Hero joined by a new type of hero called an Emblem Hero. Both come to us from the Fire Emblem Engage game, and both are very dear to the protagonist of that game, Alear. First up is Alear's mother, Lumera. Lumera was the divine dragon monarch that helped people fight against the fell dragon 1,000 years ago. She is beloved across all of Elyos for this, and her kind personality. Now, in Fire Emblem Heroes, she is a light-type mythic hero that can control the usage of special skills on the battlefield to her advantage while supporting her allies. Her weapon, Monarch's Stone, increases all of Lumera's stats during combat based on her foe's attack stat, increases the damage dealt based on her speed, reduces damage, and inflicts a guard effect on foes when conditions are met. Her A skill, Attack Speed Scal 4, is a skill inheritable to dragons and can further increase her attack and speed, while inflicting a count of +1 to her foe's special cooldown before their first attack in combat. Attack Speed Ruse 4 is her B skill, and it inflicts her foe with -4 on attack and speed, and also works in harmony with her assist skill. If she uses Rally Defense Resistance Plus on an ally, or is the target of a rally skill, foes in cardinal directions are inflicted with an even lower attack and speed, and a status tasting plate consisting of Guard, Discord, and Schism. The combination of status penalties can really hamper the enemy team's strength, even if Lumera is far away. Finally, her exclusive C skill, Dragon Monarch, can set Divine Vein Stone in a 5x5 area around her when her action ends. It also grants bonuses to the stats of allies in a 5x5 area around her, and neutralizes guard effects on them. Lastly, if an ally is within that area, Lumera gains the same 2 effects for herself along with a 30% reduction of damage. With her skill set, she can strongly hinder a foe's special cooldown, while reliably helping an ally trigger theirs. Although she does not come with a special of her own, anything she has will also trigger easily. Keep allies close to Lumera so that they can support each other and decrease the number of specials that your foes can trigger. Now then, where's my ring? Ah, here it is. Express anew! Emblem of Treehouse. Hi there, this is Emblem Matthew, Emblem of Treehouse, here to introduce Emblem Marth, the first Emblem Hero in Fire Emblem Heroes. In Fire Emblem Engage, emblems can be called forth and engage with people that wear their rings. In Fire Emblem Heroes, however, these emblems are able to directly enter battle and engage with another hero to give them similar emblem effects. Emblem Marth is a gentle leader that isn't the strongest warrior, but has an uncanny ability to draw out the strengths of his allies. In Fire Emblem Engage, the Ring of the Hero King is the first emblem ring that Alear acquires, and Marth is the first emblem Alear engages with. This version of Emblem Marth can string multiple attacks together while weaving in specials. His dragon-slaying weapon, Hero King's Sword, can increase all of his stats, reduce damage taken from first attacks, reduce the percentage of a foe's non-special reduced damage skills, and even allow Marth to make a follow-up attack before the foe can counter. His weapon also quickens his special cooldown by 1 to help trigger his unique special, Lodestar Rush. This special neutralizes effects that inflict a negative special cooldown charge, boosts special damage by 40% of his speed, and can also reduce damage received. This special can also enable Marth to get full damage on his follow-up. To his follow-up? Yes, his inheritable B skill, Potent 4, not only can reduce damage and the foe's speed and defense in combat, if the speed condition is met, Marth is granted Potent Follow-up in combat. With a low cooldown count on his special, Marth will almost always be able to get full damage on his Potent Follow-up if his foe can stay alive long enough to see it. His A and C skills help ensure that he can perform his follow-up and increase his damage output. But the most unique thing that Emblem Marth can do is give another hero a boost with his emblem effects. He can accelerate the special trigger of the hero he is engaged with by 1, and also increase their stats based on the number of times Marth has been merged. I'd suggest engaging him with a fast infantry unit, as his C skill can help eliminate any effects that block their follow-ups, while the emblem effect helps them trigger specials more often. Together with Emblem Marth, they can team up to become quite the deadly pair. Helping allies shine has always been Marth's strength, and Emblem Marth really showcases that talent. With a new light-type mythic hero, and a new type of hero in Emblem Marth, it's difficult to decide which to summon first. Well, until next time, that's all for today, Summoners. Good luck!